What's wrong with you? Why are you okay with home birth versus like other dudes are so like incapable of getting in touch with that like attentive father side?
Again, by the numbers, we should have.
We could have a baby tonight.
We could,
but
likely not.
I will never go to the hospital for unnecessary reasons.
And I remember when you were, not to like be too graphic, but I remember when you were.
Be graphic. Some people in like groceries, like you go to the bathroom and they're like, and you're like, what? Your sphincter is total.
You're so like pregnant emotional right now.
Welcome to Under the Sun podcast.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Aileeah. We're so glad you're here. Grab a hot
or iced coffee and join us as we talk about everything under the sun.
We probably have like 20 minutes till our kid wakes up.
Okay. Great. Hi.
Welcome back to Under the Sun podcast. This is my husband, David, the one who impregnated me, the one I currently love with all my heart, but also hate just a smidge because I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I did it. It was me.
Yeah, we did.
When you said welcome back to Under the Sun, I thought you were welcoming me back.
I was.
Because before we got on, you said it's been...
I was welcoming
you. It's been since I found out that you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Since I've been on the show.
So I was like, 3 weeks pregnant? 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks pregnant. And now I am... This is just a day. I don't know when these things are going to be uploaded, but I'm currently 38 weeks and 2 days. So praying.
You made it pretty far.
Praying to the Lord on high that I don't go to 42.
Ugh. A whole nother month?
It could be a whole nother month.
Ugh.
I
don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think
based
so.
on just how you're feeling and where you're at.
It's just, not to be whiny, but
we are ready for him to come any day.
You might see a birth pool behind my head and a hose to hook up to our...
What'd you call me?
You're my hose. Oh. Anyways, to hook up to our shower, to fill up the tub here in this living room. If you see it later in our birth vlog, because we're going to keep one of these cameras set up to capture the exit. So, anyways.
On that note.
So, welcome back to the podcast. The last time you were here, I told you I was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a little Easter egg at the end that nobody got. Nobody noticed.
What Easter egg? What is that?
It's like a little, I don't know, something stupid Taylor Swift does.
No, I know what an Easter egg is. I'm saying, what was it? I'm trying to remember.
It was at the end of the intro. I put a little clip where you went, oh, no. And then that was it. I just think people probably, if I listen to a podcast regularly, when it has like the outro, like, thanks for following, subscribe, like what.
You move on.
I don't listen to it every time. Like I usually skip to whatever next podcast I listen to. Anyways. You're about to be a father of 2. I mean, you already are a father of 2, but one's just like really easy to feed.
I bought my first baby gate today.
You mean like, like ever?
The first one I've ever bought. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Why'd you buy a baby gate?
Mostly for the dogs.
Yep.
We don't want the dogs to be in the birth space because. For a variety of reasons, but
here's the reason is because no one, you hear things on Instagram. It's like postpartum rage, postpartum anxiety, postpartum, all these things. I had no postpartum rage towards my husband, towards my daughter. Like I was so confident post giving birth, but like I can't, like my dogs are the most overstimulating thing about parenthood.
And when you're trying to be in a safe birth space and be hypnobirthing and calm, you don't want your dogs making your sphincters tighten up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to try to clean their crates and we can put them in their crates.
Good. I'm pretty sure Ryman's crate was used for chickens recently, right?
Just rinse it out and call it good. It's fine.
Gross. Maybe I can wash that today.
I can wash it. I've been lazy about it.
You've been pregnant.
I'm also susceptible to excessive sweating. I don't know what it is. Like I do like.
And we're both susceptible to excessive overcommitting.
Yes. And yes, we are.
Saying we can do that thing
like,
this afternoon. And
you mean like currently I have a whole bunch of fabric rolled out in the kitchen because I'm like, what am I going to labor in? I want to make a pretty thing so that I'm not like in my bra the whole time again. So
it's probably you're nesting.
And I don't want to physically like remodel something like we did last time. Last time I remember I took all the wallpaper off of our hall bathroom at our old house.
Forgot about that.
And then like the next day, I think I went into labor.
Well, we are in the midst of remodeling this house.
They know all about it.
It's been ongoing.
Yeah, they get it.
You mentioned Taylor Swift. I'm the problem. It's me.
No, it's not you. It's that you are not a carpenter by trade and you're learning every single thing brand new. So if you're having to learn an electrical thing, you're doing your due diligence and researching how to do it correctly, calling friends to make sure you're doing it right. And then like he does the thing you probably could do better is not spend so much time at the hardware store because you're like, I'm going to run for this one part. And then it's like 4 hours later and it's were you okay?
I go there for the one part and then I see on the shelf like 7 other parts and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is this one this color or that color? Or why is this one this shape? Or why is this thing twice as much? What do I need to get? And I don't know enough.
You need that like mother, you need to take Leo with you where you have that like, this is a ticking time bomb of like either something's going to get knocked over, someone's going to start crying, someone's going to need to pee. And so you have that like, I have a short window to get the stuff. It's like a mission. You need like,
believe it or not, it is still a mission. It's just that like there are certain aspects.
But the mission theme song would be do da do da do da do da do da do da do. It's not like Mission Impossible like mine trying to go into a grocery store with a
sometimes
child.
The consequences of getting the wrong thing or doing it the wrong way could be quite catastrophic. So I try to be sure.
Listen, but what I'm saying is you are doing a fantastic job and I'm very proud of you because you're doing a bunch of things you've never done before.
Well, you talk about not being a carpenter, but like this was supposed to be a flooring job that turned into a concrete job, turned into a framing job, turned into electrical, drywall, still flooring yet to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like every trade. And still plenty of work to do, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. And that's where the podcast will be able to be set up all the time. It'll be easier. And you won't have to hang out in our living room. Not that I mind it. I feel like it's very cozy. But we'll probably have some type of living room-esque setup.
Well, the goal is for your podcast and our podcast to actually be able to do it more frequently, more effectively. Yeah. It'll be a better experience all around for us and for viewers. So,
yep. And we'll just have
space.
More storage for our things because making this happen has a lot of things and gadgets that go with it. So I'm happy. I'll be happy to get it out of the basement and into that place. But anyways, you're about to be a father of 2. How do you feel about that? I mean, you are a father of 2. This is a living child. It's just not. He's just not here, and we can't squish him yet.
He's a rambunctious little thing in there.
I would be curious to our listeners if you had a male and a female child. Could you feel the strength difference between the male and the female? Because like Leo was very like soft and bloopy and gentle and kind of
bloopy
and elegant. Like she was just kind of like, but he's like, here's my arm and here's my leg. It's like very aggressive.
He does. Or you'll like, and I say you'll feel like I can see and you feel him just do like these like big, he'll be like, and
I'm going
somersault.
Over here. Yeah.
And he does these big spins and you can see it, which is crazy.
He's not really spinning as much anymore. So like,
because there's nowhere to spin.
There's nowhere to go. Like,
But he was doing that. He's just been
was.
super active, and she was not really that way
No.
so much.
Which I'm like, in hindsight, maybe should I have been more worried?
She would occasionally, you'd see like a little, like
she'd have
just
like a
arm.
rump, like her rump would pop out.
Or you'd see her like her hand kind of come across, or an elbow or
Yeah,
something.
she was
But
just
like,
very chill.
but yes, he seems like he's trying to break out of your belly button.
I mean, just this morning we were eating breakfast here, watching like National Geographic, and I was like, "Your son is trying to escape from my belly button because like he'll just." So let me know, guys, if you notice a strength difference, or maybe it's just first versus second born. I don't know.
Well, you talked about the placenta placement too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't that be a part of it?
Yeah, Leo's placenta was more. I think it was like front left, maybe. And so it was on the front. So like I only kind of felt movement on like the right side. If I remember, I don't remember. It was kind of like in the way. And so, but this one, I think the placenta is like on my back, like the back side. So like everything is on the front.
She wants to put her placenta in one of our kitchen dishes.
I don't think that's gross. I put chicken liver in our turkey dishes, or like our dish. I can't have no brain cells. I put chicken liver and like beef liver in there to like not sanitize it, but to like season it and stuff. So like, what's the difference between that and then just putting my placenta in it until Shannon can put it in a Ziploc bag and take it home and encapsulate it for me?
I think I agree with you. Yeah. I'm kind of like trying to pull the audience here. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I would have thought it was weird. I previously, but you know, you talk about fatherhood, I guess, and now 2 kids. For better or worse, I feel like I know what I'm getting into with this second birth, or at least have a much better, you know, every birth is different, but have a better idea of what I'm getting into. But yeah, I mean, everything from seeing the placenta to your labor to, you know, having our daughter just come popping right out and saying hello. Yeah.
Shannon said something interesting that she was like, I'd be curious if we can see where the hematoma was on your placenta at the end. Like just to see if like it left like a scar or whatnot. But I was like not hesitant, but I was being cheap about doing a placenta encapsulation this time because I was like, maybe we don't need it because it isn't like an extra charge or whatever. But I had such a nice postpartum with Leo. I'm like nervous not to do it and not to take the placenta. I like to eat it. So we have it encapsulated and I take it. But I feel like this is a normal conversation for you and I to have, but other women, like I have heard / like all of the comments on Leo's birth of like, what kind of unicorn man do you have that he's like comfortable, like for one, being in the water, also like grabbing the child right after it come out of you and like handing it to you / like, you know, being covered in, you know, blood and all these things. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you okay with home birth versus like other dudes are so like nervous / incapable of getting in touch with that like not feminine side, but just the attentive father side. What's different about you? I
think, I mean, I've said before, for one thing, just given the nature of who you are and what you do, like we talk about birth and birth stuff way beyond the context of just like our own children and our own experience. Like, so there was a long lead up before our daughter's birth. And those conversations, that type of content, like just playing,
it was
echoing,
saturated in our house
through the halls of our house, like podcasts, your podcasts and the things you talk about, like, that's just been ongoing for the last 3 years. And now we're going into, you know, baby number 2. But, I think just having it be a part of everyday life for us is certainly, it's certainly one of the reasons, I think, but, I think there's actually a fun.
It's our dog.
Is that right?
Ryman, go be a dog. I hear whimper away.
I think that there is actually a really fun aspect to it. I'll put it this way. I think that I'm not intentionally doing this to be like to juxtapose these things, but this is just the analogy that comes to mind. So like fighting, like professional
I knew it was
fighting.
going to be either fighting or military.
Well, hear me out. Professional fighting. There's very much like a science to it, and there's very much like a especially nowadays, you look at like the UFC and the like PhD that some of these guys and gals have, like figuratively coming into the ring with tons and tons of very technical experience. They're jujitsu, black belts to the whatever degree. They're Taekwondo world champions or Muay Thai or whatever. They're like experts at their craft. There's a lot that they know, everything from the, body mechanics to the inertia of a strike. Like the point is, you sort of, as you go deeper into like engaging in the sport, it becomes more of a sport and becomes a lot more like you forget that you're watching two humans like smash each other's face in. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that like, even like football, like take football, like still like any like violent sport, if you watched that scene unfold like at Target one day, like you would be like, oh my gosh, it's like incredibly, this violent thing. But you start to like see it for, there's like a task at hand. There's like, you watch these two individuals that are trying to accomplish a thing, and that's be victorious over the other. And I think when it comes to birth, with enough like exposure to it and education around it, you see it more as like, again, like, okay, there's a task here that we are trying to get through, and in a way that is as smooth as possible, as predictable as possible, the best outcomes. And that's not just the birth, that's the lead up. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the long tail that follows. But if you approach it, as dad from that perspective of we can do this well, or we can do this not so well. And there's all these kind of like things, there's all this science and nutrition and hormones and all this stuff that goes into doing it well versus kind of having it happen to us. Mm-hmm. You feel like you have more control. You feel like you're a contributing member to like a contributing party to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it becomes less of like a bodily function thing. And it's something you can be good at as a family unit and as a dad.
Yeah. And it is something that like your woman, your wife will remember for all of her days how she is treated during labor. And if like I've heard it from friends, like, oh, like I remember like being in like getting over a huge surge and like feeling like I'm fighting for my life, and I look over and my husband's playing a video game on his phone. And I'm like, I remember telling you the first time, be like, if I look over and you're on your phone, like I'm going to stab you. Not really, guys. That's a joke. But so it's a good investment. Like, hey, like why would you not want to like flood your wife who's, doing this incredible, I'm sorry, but it's a miracle like that we actually can't control. Like, it's not like today I'm like, eyeballs. Okay, all right, brainstem. Like,
oh, you mean like, creating?
Yeah, it's just like happening within. I have no control, and if you leave birth unmessed with, like you have no control of when they come. Which, like I said early on in pregnancy, which is so much easier in the first trimester to say this, but like I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fuss over the guest date. Like I'm not gonna, which I'm not. I don't, and nobody besides me and you know the actual guest date. And our midwife and our doula. But like, because we just said like,
what do you mean by the actual guest date?
Like,
I have lots of people asking me the date, and I keep giving them a date, but I don't know. Is it the real date? Am I not supposed to tell them? Never mind. I didn't say that.
I don't like, well, you have a different experience probably. Like, fine, I guess if you want to, like, I don't want immediate family and people who like can text me and be like, today's the day, good luck. And I'm like, bitch, I'm still pregnant. Like, and that it's like 5% of women go into labor on their actual guest date. But like all of the data is forked up because induction is happening so much at like 37, 38, 39, and then 40 weeks. Like there's no, all the data is screwed up because nobody actually knows what the natural labor. Actually, if they do have any of that data, it leans all towards like 40 after 40 weeks, more like 41, 42. But anyways,
that means you still got a little ways to go, darling.
I know. I'm praying
by the numbers.
Yeah. I'm praying that optimal positioning for him, like that I think maybe Leo was like a little like cattywampus, and that's kind of why she took a little while to get out too. Yeah. And so I think if I can make sure he's in good alignment, excuse my hiccups, but then maybe he won't also hang out there. Because if they can kind of tell like this is gonna be weird, like what's going on, that they can tend to hang in there a little longer. But I always tell myself like, oh, like, yeah, like I'm just gonna like, it's really hard mentally to be like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be like, yep, I'm not going into labor until 42 weeks. And I'm like, well, it could be 41. And then I'm like, wouldn't it be great if it was in the 40th week? And I'm like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be awesome if it was the 39th week? And then you just like you start spiraling yourself into being like, why am I still pregnant?
I was telling Irene today when she was cutting my hair that like it is weird to know this thing's coming, but to have a fairly large span of time, because we're at the point now where, yeah, technically, again, by the numbers, we could have
a baby tonight.
We could, but
doubt it.
But likely not. But that's exactly my point. Is like, think about with a home birth, you get to this point where every night you go to sleep, it's like, am I going to wake up in the middle of the night tonight and host people at my house, and also have to like, for us to have to kind of potentially run this marathon. And so you go to bed every night thinking like, all right, tonight could be the night. And so therefore I have to like, have this place together a little bit.
Do you know who Procter & Gamble is?
I wish I didn't.
They're the owners of Pampers and Loves. They help fund the murder and mutilation of children. Did you know that?
Which is bizarre for someone who claims to care about your child's rear end.
Not to mention that, but also their stuff is filled with harsh chemicals, endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, like in the diaper, on your kids' most sensitive parts. It tells you exactly who they are and that they actually don't care about your kid. They care about getting your money for their product. I have made the switch and I have not looked back once. Good. It's with Every Life. They are non-toxic diaper company, but they auto ship to your door, and we have a code with them now because I use their product. Yeah. Like we always do, guys. We use the product first. Yes. And then we're like, we reach out. We're like, guys, we want to talk about you on the podcast because we think our listeners would actually really, really benefit from this information. Yes. So, or this product. So, anywho, but yeah, we have a code with them. Woohoo!
Code UTSP10.
Yeah, and you get 10% off your purchase, which I don't think you'll regret at all. It's non-toxic, super soft, really like, it feels like a nice quality. And it doesn't feel like plastic, if that makes sense.
And they don't support murder. They don't support murder.
Okay, UTSP10, bye! Yeah, that's, I mean, every night I'm trying to like sort of button up our living spaces, like where everyone's going to be.
Which is hard because you're very pregnant and I've been working on other things till late.
Yeah, but like also, people listening don't know that. Like I'm actually trying to like not do what I did last time and like fill every, like just like nesting is great. I think nesting is awesome. I did a lot of that in like the late second trimester, early third, and I'm just not trying to like raise my cortisol, like getting, this random thing that doesn't impact that much done. I'm just going to like, take care of my child, lay down when I need to, try to just take it easy, which is not in my nature.
Well, you also have a 3-year-old, this time around too. So the idea that you can just like kind of get lost in a series of projects or something is like, it's not as practical because kind of now maybe more than ever, she does need that time with us and that kind of preparation, just kind of emotionally.
Yeah, and she's going to be
she needs her cup
at
full.
The birth. My hope is that if I do, because I have been waking up at 4 a.m. for what, like months now. Yeah. And sometimes I can go back to sleep and sometimes I can't. But like my prayer is that like when I like try to journal past, because like it's kind of hard when you have like I did not have a traumatic birth by any means, but like it was just very long, and I associate the birth like as like very
and it
hard.
wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't traumatic, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah. Hard isn't the same thing as bad, but like it was still a hard thing. And so as I like think about it, I'm like, okay, if I like, it would be awesome if at like 4, I could like start labor.
4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm like, because I'm already used to that schedule. Like I'm already used to just like being awake by myself. If I could start that and then like let you and Leo sleep for a couple hours and like let you guys naturally wake up around your regular time, and then
you keep talking about 4 a.m. and sleeping, and I'm like yawning.
I know I meant to make coffee before we did this, but
you keep talking about this. So, sorry, go ahead, finish. I didn't mean to.
Well, and my hope is that like we'll be able to take it kind of slow. Like I can labor, do the early stages of labor, probably like do like quick tidy and try to do life normally, and then you guys wake up and I'll be like not going to work depending on the day, and then the baby be out by noon. That would be awesome. I would love that.
You got this all planned out, huh?
No, I don't believe in manifestation. I do believe God cares about the desires of our heart. And I said, like my prayer is that like your plan is perfect, and if you have a better one in mind, I trust you. But also, it would be great if it didn't. I wouldn't
mind if your plan was.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I didn't, because I remember being like, why is the sun coming up? Oh, like the sun's coming up, and then why is the sun going down? And I'm like, no. It was,
all during birth.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, the problem though is that like you keep saying like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna labor on my own, and I'm not gonna call midwife and doula, and I'm not gonna wake you up. I'm not gonna call you from work. I'm just gonna labor.
No, I'm gonna call you from work.
And
I'm just not gonna wake you up, because it's so much easier to be like, damn it, get your butt down here, than to be like, hey, drive 30 minutes home.
I guess, but hang on, sorry.
I see. Am I boring you, David?
We should have made coffee. You're dripping on yourself.
I have very low standards right now for myself.
Your stomach is sticking way out and catching all your drips.
What were you gonna say? I keep saying I'm not gonna call anybody or wake anybody.
I just worry that you keep telling me about how all these women that have similar pregnancies to what you've had with all your Braxton Hicks and hematoma and active baby and like all these things that like when they go into labor, like it's like 30 minutes and that kid's here. And I just worry you're going to put it off. And
if you're home though, I think you would hear me. I think you would hear me.
That's fair.
I would not, like, if I have a contraction that like I'm like, this is different, I'm gonna probably text you like immediately and say I had a contraction that's different. Good. Maybe you should come home.
Good.
I'm not gonna fuss with a drive, like, because like I just don't know.
What do you think? You'll have to speak to this on the podcast after the birth, but like going into it, what do you, in terms of like just your whole emotional, mental, physical approach, what do you think is going to be different than baby 1, birth 1? Like, how are you going to like approach that differently?
Well, it's like the first time you do it, you're like, you're going to run a marathon, but you have no idea if you're going to ride a bike, swim across an ocean, run physically, or like, I don't know, do a sled with like a row or something. Like you have no idea
or
what
how long the marathon
is going to be. What, like you have no concept of like what, I mean, you have a concept of the muscle group, but like you've never felt a baby exit your body. And so there's no, like, I don't think there is a way to prepare for it. You can do coping things like learn to breathe and whatever.
Do you remember the experience like 3 years later?
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, like you remember like just some of the sensation, feeling, and
I've heard women talk about like, oh, look, I felt the shoulders. I felt, like I felt like the movements or like the cardinal movements of like rotating. I felt none of that. It was just like a big ball of pressure. Oh, it was a truck driving by. A big ball of pressure.
It's because that's what
exiting
it was.
my body, which is, Leo was born in her waters. So like my water never broke. And so, it just, I almost like couldn't tell what I was feeling, but I knew it was like a sensation I had never felt, and it was uncomfortable. And I think I had a lot of fear. I had no, like, I don't know. You're like, okay, I hope I don't like tear. I hope I don't do these things. And like also having a home birth for the first time, I didn't want anyone to be like, oh, I told you shouldn't have had a home birth. Like I didn't want that. And so like I had that feeling of like,
yeah, because
I can't F this up. Like I need to make sure I like not give birth right, but like I wanted to make sure like we're doing this because I really don't want to hear, oh yeah, that's what you get for trying a home birth.
Did you have anybody in your circle? Did we have anybody in our circle that had a home birth before? Because I think you were kind of the first to do this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Irene had two birth center births.
Okay.
Which is having a home birth at somebody else's home. Like there are no drugs. It's rhyming outside again. Oh. It's like we have a great birth center nearby. That's where we were going to go. But I remember like I had this instinct. I was like, I know I'm going to go over. And I watched it with Irene both times when she was over, that like even the birth center pressures you to like, okay, we got to get this going. Otherwise, right at 42 weeks, you're risked out and you got to go to the hospital. And I was like, over my dead body. And well, I will never go to the hospital for unnecessary reasons. So anyways, we switched. But now it's different because I just learned more things of like, hey, like it actually isn't like about you. Like I wish I would have cried sooner. Like if anybody's watched our birth video, like where I was like, I thought I was stronger. That scene as if it's a movie. I mean, but I like it. It was fun.
We must have filmed that scene 30 times and she finally got it right.
I wish I would have let myself get there sooner instead of being like,
just like admit it was hard.
Like this is hard.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time, or like just because there were certain like thoughts that would pop into my mind, like, do you think everybody hates me because this is taking so long? Like I should have said something. I should have, but like, there's also like a disconnection between your mouth and your brain of like, I don't know how to speak right now, but everybody's looking at me.
As we've talked about, and for advice for listeners, they might have hated your only 15 songs on the playlist.
Mistake. I didn't think about it.
She put together a playlist to play like during the birth. Which went, how long did your labor go? 26 hours?
26 hours.
But the playlist was only 15 songs. And we weren't really paying attention. Like we were just like kind of just really focused, obviously. And she was, like in her primal brain. So, but yeah, they probably hated that part.
Well, I also, every time I came out of consciousness, it was freaking, I love this song, The Blessing by Carrie Job and like Elevation. I love that song. It's like, it is a life-changing song. I loved it. Every time I came into consciousness, I was like, this bitch has got to go away. Like, get out of here. What are you doing? Why am I hearing this so much?
Well, it's also probably the full song, I bet, is like, what, like 7 minutes or something, I'm guessing. So just, proportionally, it's going to take up more of the the playlist.
Yeah, I made a mistake. This time we have like over 100 songs and like, we don't need to play music the whole time,
Sure. Yeah. So that part, but nobody hated you for it taking a long time. I know,
but like I'm also just a recovering people pleaser. I'm like, I don't want to waste everybody's time. I know people have places to go. They have families at home. Like, typical first time mom. We called them too soon. And like,
So summarizing.
I didn't call them too soon.
Summarizing.
Somebody else called them too soon.
Called them. Summarizing, yeah, but you were like in full on labor though, by the way. Like this wasn't just like you had gotten in the tub and had been in the tub, I think, for a little bit before we called.
I don't know. I put myself in the tub and I wasn't even conscious.
Yeah, well, but summarizing a few thoughts here, it sounds like you're planning to go into this birth maybe with more authenticity, like authentic with yourself, as far as just like, if it's hard, you're going to accept and possibly vocalize that it's hard.
Yeah. And just surrender to the hard. I'd be like,
just know that it's part of it.
Yeah.
I think probably it'll be easier for you to do that this time around because you know that you've already done it.
Yeah. I'm not going to die. There is that feeling the first time, like, oh my gosh, is this normal? Am I going to die? Like, what is going on?
Well, but also like this sense of like, I need to show that I'm tough enough for this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you do in life, I think, that can.
That's my problem in every scenario.
Yeah. But you're going into this, you're tough enough for this because you did it before.
Yeah.
And so, you can set that aside and yeah, and you also, by the way, the first time around didn't get like you weren't dealt like the easy hand.
No.
You know, you did run the marathon, and so if you have to run it again, fine, you run it again. You know, you've done it before, but not to like jinx you, but I feel like this
Lord
time
willing,
around,
a smaller baby.
well, maybe, but you know, I think the odds are that you'll probably have a shorter labor this time.
Odds, I mean, yeah, odds are, but I think instead of running away from the surges and trying to like, I remember physically being like trying to escape.
Yeah.
It like, and like all of my like, it was all very tense. Instead of trying to escape it, just be like this isn't great, but like I know like I have to get through it and like ride the wave and let it end. Like ride the wave and let it end.
Instead of like the first time the surge is coming and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is uncomfortable. This is how am I going to get through this? I hear in my head that song like, hello darkness, my old friend. Like I see you instead just like sitting with it and just being like, all right, here it is. Okay, we're going to get through. Breathe through it. Yeah.
I'm going to just try to not control it. Because I think
you can't.
You can't.
And you can control though how you internalize it, I mean, it is internal, but
yeah,
I
just have like I'm thinking about like the fear tension cycle, and I feel like you're for some reason interviewing me. I'm supposed to ask you about birth, but you know, like the fear tension cycle, you know, of like you're afraid and then you tense up and then your sphincters close and then it's like whatever. Like, you know, I can't remember. My sphincters never tense up and close. Whatever. When you go to road trips, you don't poop for days.
Look, at this stage in our lives, we're very focused not on my sphincters but yours. So
okay, I feel like we should explain the sphincter because maybe people don't know that like you know how like
spell sphincter. That's the real challenge. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay, so explain the sphincter theory.
The sphincter? Well, okay, so the sphincter is basically any opening in your body.
Stop. When it comes to like anything, like pooping or labor, like your body.
Why am I explaining the sphincter?
Well, because I'm trying to interview you.
That's a weird interview question. Explain
Tell me about your
sphincter theory.
Do you want me to?
I think all you're getting at
is that like if you're stressed, you're
stop making hand motions.
Your cervix won't like relax and open if you're super stressed.
My cervix doesn't. That's for sure. When I'm stressed.
Anyways, it's the same with like poop. You're not going to take a dump on like in a stall. Like some people have a hard time. Some people in like groceries, like you go to the bathroom and they're like. And you're like, what? Your sphincter is total.
I know what you're talking. So sometimes I know what you're talking about because sometimes at work, like you get, there's all kinds. You'll be in the stall, and this guy next to you, you're like, you have no problem. You guy have no problem with me being here. Your sphincter you are not nervous about letting loose in public. And then this guy over here, you hear just like grunting and like trying to like make something happen.
Oh man. It makes me want to like print out a card of like
that you can hand under the stall and be like, it's cool. It's fine.
No.
Don't be nervous.
Like, seems like you have some diarrhea. Here's a probiotic recommendation. You seem to be constipated. Here's a magnesium supplement.
Please don't do that.
I would totally do that. It happens the same in women's stalls. It never fails. I've done it with Leo too.
You're so like pregnant emotional right now.
I have to like cover Leo's mouth because they'll do like someone.
I feel like you're crying and it's making me all. Don't they say that dad's testosterone levels go down like at this stage in pregnancy and with co-sleeping?
No, not testosterone.
Quit messing with my T levels.
No, I don't think it's testosterone.
Now we're both crying.
No, I'm laugh crying. It's not crying, but like I have to cover Leo's mouth because like I know she'll be like, whoa.
When she's in the stall with you, you mean?
Well, like, yeah, because like, I'll take her to the bathroom at like Costco, and it happens all the time where someone will be like, brr, and then we have a thing like where she's on the toilet and she toots and she goes, I tooted, but like when she hears like somebody else is aggressive too, like I feel like I have to like cover her mouth because I'm like I don't know what's gonna come out of her mouth and I don't want to close up their sphincter.
Why are you worried about everyone else's sphincter?
I really care about bowels. I was one of the artwork pieces I'm working on with ChatGPT for our bathroom. It's like what your poop says about your health. And I'll leave it there because like there's so many people who come to our house and I'm like, I know your poop is bad and you're not doing nothing about it and you don't listen to me. But I'm gonna put a chart. Anyway,
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt that says I really care about bowels.
I do care about bowels. Wow, I've lost control of the situation.
You've lost control of this whole podcast. I sure have.
I don't like that.
Is there anything else
so
about
entertaining?
So does your daughter.
I do. Anyways. Change the subject. So fatherhood.
I'm still trying to come back to like anything else that you are going to be doing differently this time around.
I did add a couple of 2010s, 2000 rap songs that I knew would make me laugh if suddenly it's so like the blessing and then it goes to like to the window, to the wall. And I thought it would be a great comedic break.
I don't like it.
You don't? Do you want me to remove? I'll do it if you want.
Oh, that's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about that you're going to, in terms of your approach.
You know, here's the thing. Remember the first time when I was pregnant with Leo, every waking moment was like a podcast, a YouTube video, something. Yep. We had our, 30, I don't know, our Zoom call meeting with our doula at some point, I think like 22 weeks, something, whatever. And then she was like, how are you prepping? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, are you listening to podcasts? Are you reading books? And I was like, no.
Oh, you're saying for this time around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was like, maybe just like read Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. And so I listened to it on Audible, and I've listened to some birth stories now since on podcasts. But I think I just am doing that. I'm just preparing to do what I did last time, except for like try not to be so tense and fearful. And yeah, I mean, it's different because we're in a different house. We have now we have to set up a tub versus last time the tub was just set up.
This is a harder house, for sure.
We're at a is it called tri-level?
I think so. I think that's what
tri-level?
It is. Yeah, like the main living room where we're at right now is on one level, and then you go up like 5 or 6 stairs into our kitchen, and then you go up, up kind of a whole flight of stairs, then up to the main level with bedrooms and stuff. But we had at our old house, we had a big bedroom. We had a huge bedroom. Ridiculous. It was unusually
ridiculous. Huge.
Yeah, and then a big bathroom attached to it, and the tub you get access on both sides.
Yeah.
Now we don't actually have any of that. We don't have a big bedroom. We don't have a bathroom attached to the room. The tub is pretty small. The bathroom's pretty small, and it's upstairs. So like, you felt that it would be best to do an inflatable tub.
Yeah.
In our living room. Mm-hmm. Right next to all my expensive home theater stuff. It's fine.
Listen, that tub upstairs is not big enough. I feel like a beached whale when I lay down in there. It's not. It's just small.
Does your belly stick out from the
water? Like I can't submerge my whole body and get I can't. I mean, I could. I absolutely could.
Yeah, but you couldn't like as far as like kind of kneeling how you need to. And this will be so much more.
And like I so enjoyed like you being a part of it. Not that has to happen this time because every birth is different. But like if you want to catch and like it like all works out, great. Like I want you to like be able to fit in the tub. Like there's no way.
Yeah, no.
And like I want it documented again because it's like God does like wash away those memories, and like, if it weren't for the birth video, I don't know that I would remember that much.
Yeah,
so I'm thankful for it.
For both of us, but I think probably especially for you, because there is something like hardwired into your primal DNA that sort of allows you to forget the, certain aspects of the day.
Yeah. I'm praying that I'm a little bit more conscious this time.
You probably will be. Yeah.
I think so. Cause like, I felt like last time, like things kind of started like in the evening time around dinner. Like I'd had some like just, tightenings or whatever. And then like we like let people know that the contractions were like kind of happening. And then we like go to bed. And so like we went to bed, and then we tried sleeping until like 1 or 2, and then I just kept like having to like flip up on all fours, and I just got like sick of doing that. But like I felt like I never really woke up out of it, and it felt all hazy the whole time. And I'm sure it was just your primal brain, and that's normal. But I would like to like be able to kind of ignore pre-labor for as long as I can. Not pre-labor, just like the beginning stages of labor, and like do things around the house like kind of in preparation, and then focus instead of like out of a dead sleep and then kind of still being asleep.
Talking about like pre-labor, it's kind of interesting. One of the things that I think I wasn't prepared for, and I'm not sure how much you were either. I think you knew intellectually this was coming, but we talk about all the time how like on TV shows and movies and stuff, they misrepresent birth, particularly how like basically you could be fine 1 minute and then like water breaks, and then you're into this like intense labor. And in my mind, like, I'm kind of annoying with my analogies, but it's kind of like tornado versus hurricane, where like it's always shown on TV as a tornado, like comes out of nowhere, is crazy intense, really fast, and then it's over with. And like the reality of our experience, and I think the reality of many births, is that it's actually kind of this slow build. Like you begin to have some of these sensations and just kind of unusual feelings and tightening and all this stuff coming on, like you said, the night before, or in the very least, like in the hours leading up.
It's very rarely
just boom.
Water breaks, time to go to the hospital, and the baby's here in an hour. Like it doesn't happen.
And that's the thing a lot of dads don't realize. And I know that going into this now too. I'm expecting, not to just like be awakened in the middle of the night, but like for us to kind of go to bed knowing maybe like, hey, I'm feeling a little different, and to be prepared with that.
Yeah, that would be excellent. But it also could be totally different.
Yeah, you never know, but
you just never know. And I'm curious to see what happens. Will my water break? Will we have another kid that's born in call? Because apparently it's so rare. And I don't think it's, excuse me, I don't think it's as rare as, because I think people have such high intervention births. Like I think they go in, they get induced to like, of course the water bag can't hold up to these like fake contractions that are like, just snapping down your uterus. Or they're like breaking your water, which is, don't get me started. But like, I'm just curious because like Irene had Nova was a in-call birth. Leora was an in-call birth. And like home births have really like a lot higher in-call rates. So I'm just curious of how that will.
I didn't know that.
How that will pan out. But
in-call does not seem easier to me.
I'm kind of curious.
You'd kind of like.
And I say this hesitantly because I'm like, everyone's like, oh, the water bag helped you. And I'm like, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Because like, it felt like to me, logically, it feels like it's a harder thing to push out a balloon with a big mass inside.
And with fluid inside.
And fluid, yeah.
And I remember when you were, not to like be too graphic, but I remember when you were.
Be graphic.
Giving birth, like when you were in labor, I should say, close to giving birth.
Sorry.
And we could see, we could see
the bulging sac.
Yeah, we could see the sac. Probably Leo's head was kind of in there somewhere. But like, I remember reaching down and like and touching it, and it felt like a water balloon, meaning like kind of rubbery.
But like not like filled to the brim rubber balloon where like oh man, like just one little touch and it'll probably pop all the water
Right,
out.
no.
It was like an underfilled.
And fairly strong.
Very strong.
But my point is that it's not like it's this big, slippery, slimy, sack that's going to just come out. Like, at least what I felt was pretty, it was like a balloon.
Yeah.
It was kind of rubbery and felt like, I don't know how this is going to slide out.
Yeah.
But it did. But I am curious too, what you would say about baby number 2, if he does, if your water breaks,
yeah,
and he's born. I'm just curious if what you take away from that.
I do
versus the other.
I do think I want to try, being on all fours, maybe for.
You can probably do that more easily in this tub.
I think so. It's wider than the other one, and but I just have heard good things about like that's like a really easy position to labor in or like to get baby out in. But we shall see. Is there any expectations or hopes or things you have for this second delivery, or any advice for new dads who are going into their first home birth or birth in general?
Yeah, I mean, just invest, I guess, like I go back to, I'm just filled with analogies. I'm probably annoying with mine.
I like it.
Do I do analogies all the time in our daily life?
It's
I think
always
I do.
Military, always. Yeah. That's okay.
Okay, well, just right on brand. I'm going to go back to the fighting analogy, but I feel like, you're the fighter with the upcoming like big prize fight. And, as your spouse and as your biggest fan, like, you would never, I would never be like, oh yeah, well, good luck with that fight. I'm just going to like kind of totally disassociate and worry about other things.
Woman's work.
And just let me just come find me once the fight is over and you've won, which is kind of like you talk about how births have been done in the past.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you go back far enough anyway. Like dads were supposed to, like, they weren't even allowed into the room.
Well, it actually
was like stand out and like, get your cigar ready to smoke and we'll tell you, when
that's
the baby's
when hospitals were
Yeah,
added
no, I
into
know.
the equation. There were, before that, dads were more like way more
here.
involved.
Sure. But yes,
Because,
I'm
like, you
talking
didn't
about
have-
like the very, very, basically the opposite of what, probably it should be today, where dads were just kind of excluded from the process. Like back to the big fight, like what actually I think is most natural and the way that you can be most supportive is to like, okay, getting ready for the big fight. You're going to have to train. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to do cardio. You're going to like, what can I take care of in our life to help, prepare you for that? And then like the night of, I had better be in attendance. I had better be the loudest one, cheering for you. And I think most like devoted spouses and partners in that case are like every blow and every strike in the ring that their person is going through, like they feel that deeply, like they feel that. And when their fighter gets knocked down, they're like, their heart sinks. And I know that feeling a little bit from just like having like being in wrestling and having like teammates, going through like your friends and like you can
sense the disappointment.
Yeah, you're living it. And so that's kind of oddly like how I would equate it to being there with you. Like I've never birthed a child and I won't, and I don't know what that's like, but I know you, and I know that like, for me, it's just like, how can I be the most, empathetic partner and the most supportive partner along the way, not just there for the win, but like through the lead up, through the dance. And then we kind of like, I'm invested at that point. Then like, it's our win.
Yeah.
As much as it is yours. So like, that's what I would say to dads, like be there. And that starts with, again, the education piece. Like you're going to care more if you know more about what your wife is going through.
Do you have brain fog? Are you lethargic? Do you have digestion issues? Do you not poop enough? Are you pooping too much? Do you have angry outbursts? Does your butthole itch? Irene, does your butthole itch? Don't answer that. Don't answer.
I'm gonna answer.
Well, if your butthole
No, I'm not
itches,
gonna
what does
answer
that mean?
question. That means you have a worm.
Or many worms.
Lots of worms.
And I know what you're thinking. Worms? Are you kidding? That doesn't happen.
I've not left the country.
Yeah, it happens. Guys, like, you can go touch the soil in your front yard and get worms from there. Like,
Yeah.
because
If you have pets, they lick you.
We're disgusting, honestly. And like food, like
Yeah.
produce, if it's not cleaned properly or if it's grown and like, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So most cultures cleanse once a quarter.
Yeah.
So
Deworm themselves all the time.
you gotta deworm yourself, and we have the perfect brand for you.
Yes. Rogers Hood is where we get all of our parasite things from. She has this kit. It gives you everything you need. It has 3 tinctures. There are
And heavy metals, too.
Yep, pulls heavy metals out. It's so great.
Yeah.
I did it. I'll just say it. I did it. And the very first day that I started the tinctures, an 8-inch tapeworm came out of my butt.
8 inch.
So, and I mean, I have left the country on like cruises, but it's all sanitary and everything's washed
Yeah.
and they're there.
It's just life, and we have to just cleanse regularly.
Yeah.
So use our code UTSP10 and you won't regret it.
Yeah.
If you know the process, you're also not going to be afraid of what you're seeing.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
I feel it's very insightful what you're saying, because you're speaking the male language for a female, not female problem, but like a female experience.
Yeah.
Because so much of like why women are like flocking towards midwifery care and like birth center care and not the hospital model, and like the husbands are, like taking a nap on the little recliner chair thing, is because like the people can feel the difference. Like, how many times have you heard this story, like, oh, labor was going great, and then I walked in the doors and had to sign a bunch of paperwork, and then I got into the room, and then the husband went to the cafeteria to get a snack, and like it basically interferes with everything. And then all like, whether it's like a grumpy nurse or a grumpy doctor, or like the husband's uncomfortable because now he's being like kind of pushed out of the situation,
Right.
because he's like, he's not the important one or whatever. You make it seem like, no, like, hey, like you're emotional, like the way you can feel when your teammate, I don't know, I didn't do that many sports, but when your teammate like is going through something and you can feel like, oh, I want to help and be supportive. It's a great analogy that to speak to men, to like, hey, like this is your teammate who is in a thing. Do your best to just be present and loving and supporting. I bet she's going to the bathroom.
I bet so. Yeah. I mean, one other thing I'd say about that is like men, I think, like to do something in response. They want to be.
There's plenty to do.
They want. There needs to be some action. It's hard to just kind of be like, oh, like what's she doing? Is she talking?
She's coming down.
Hey, babe. Hi. How's it going? Have you been sleeping, little girl? Oh, come here. Hi. Oh. Do you want to say hi to mommy in the microphone? Here. No.
Oh, hi, baby love.
You got these bug bites. We gotta get some bug spray on you, huh? I would just say, if I can remember what I was talking about. I think guys, a lot of the time, dads, it is easier when you don't know anything about it. You don't know what to expect with birth. You don't know what your wife's going through. You don't know how to respond. You don't know what's normal and not normal. If you're just kind of disconnected for it, your defense mechanism becomes to then disassociate, to say like, oh, I can't do anything. And no man wants to feel helpless in helping his wife, and child for that matter. So it's easier to kind of, I think, just be like, okay, well, I can't do anything. There's nothing for me here to do. Because somehow that feels less helpless.
Yeah.
But like, I think what actually we want in those situations is to like, how can I go hands-on? What is it that I can do? How can I have some control in this like, again, marathon that isn't necessarily mine? And and I think, again, that I go back to like the education piece. Like how, like, did you prepare alongside your wife? Oh my, is that good? Good yawn. And I think if you understand the phases and you know, what you can be doing, and even just like, how do you apply counter pressure, and knowing what you need during labor comes from helping to do it before labor, like through pregnancy and stuff. And we unfortunately haven't been able to, I feel like, do as much of that this time around, but just as a side note.
We have just like a completely different life.
Yeah, sure. But I guess my point is, again, like, just, it actually makes for a better experience for dad when they can contribute, like when they can be part of the mission and can actively engage in making the process better.
Yeah.
And so
it's the same thing,
recommendation
like
there.
the analogy. I think you were there. No, you weren't. I can't remember who said the analogy first. I've heard it quite a few times on like different podcasts, and like I think from Amy, our midwife, as well, that like you can take a helicopter up to the top of a mountain, and when you land, you can look around and be like, wow, this is so beautiful. Like, you can acknowledge that it's beautiful. But when you do natural labor, like you have to climb the mountain to get to the peak, to where you're like, you get up there and you're like, wow, I did this. I did this, and I earned it. I think we steal that from dads too, because like we came out of Leo's, not to always bring it back, but like it's my only experience. When Leo was born, like you and I were both on like a high for like 3 days, and we would happy cry, spontaneously happy cry. We'd just like hug each other because we like went through a thing together. We climbed that mountain. We got to the mountaintop. Our baby was here. Like, we've never loved a little kid, like, or we've never loved our child. Like, we've never seen our child before. Like, we're seeing her, getting to know her, becoming her experts. We've never felt love like that. And then like, what a joy that we both got to the mountaintop together, instead of me being like, I'm at the mountaintop, wasn't this great? And you're like, I have like a 47 score on this football game or whatever. I don't understand sports. So
no, I mean, that perfectly captures it. And that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, it becomes our victory, not just, or our win, not just yours. And that's not to take anything away from you. It's just
sprinkles throughout life. Then too, like it, like
it
fades out of like this. Like, here is a point in our life, like where we were unified together and worked on a thing, and then it's gonna serve your family very well. Like I said, because women always remember how they were treated in pregnancy and birth. So it's good. How you doing? Great. It's good to see you.
You been sleeping?
We're talking about how when you were born, and what it's going to be like when your brother's born. What do you think is going to happen when he's born?
I don't know.
Here, come up here and you can talk to Mom.
Do you think oh, you don't have to.
You don't
it's
want
okay.
to? You're just too tired? Okay.
But I do know, like, at least it will be shorter, but also like the gift about having
you
like
don't know that. Don't get too overconfident. It's likely to be shorter.
It's highly likely to be shorter.
But I don't,
Don't ruin it for me. I'm like, it will, like, statistically and like.
You had a very long labor the first time.
Anatomically, like, things are just like primed, like differently. Like, my body knows, like, you've done this before. Things know how to like stretch a little better. Plus, I didn't realize with Leora, I never, like, even Shannon mentioned that our doula, that she was like, and on her questionnaire, she's like, any like cervical procedures? And like, I never even thought about like a biopsy being a procedure. I was like, that nothing about that would interfere with labor. And then I didn't know until after the fact, and I was like listening to a podcast, and it was like, boom, a light bulb went off that like what I had, because I had like, like cervical abnormalities or whatever, that the biopsies they took, the side effect of those is that like basically your cervix then heals together, closes, not completely closes because you still like got pregnant, but closes, and then like when you go into labor, then you will have like it causes long labors. Well, I didn't ever put that together, and that's so annoying because I would have maybe prepped a little differently.
Right.
But I think because that like broke through, for lack of a better term, I think it'll be at least faster. And if like I can survive hers, that was like very long the first time, very intense. I think, I don't doubt that like it's gonna be easier in the sense because I know at least kind of what I'm expecting. Like that's,
yeah, right.
So,
right.
But I'm excited. Like I honestly, what's like getting me through is like the thought of like just like snuggling a little noodle thing and like the smelling and the like resting and then eating snacks. Dave has time off work and just like all of us being a family four. Now every moment like where like I'm snuggling her and putting her to bed, I'm like, this might be the last time I put you to bed.
I'm more excited about that this time around than I think than I was the first time, because I kind of didn't know what to expect after birth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like we kind of actually felt pretty good about, like I said, going into birth, but it was weird because for many months your stomach kept getting bigger, like, you know, and we'd occasionally see some movement, but not a lot. And so it's weird to like know your kids in there, but not know who they are or what they look like, or, you know, just like all the tiny
We're
little
a low
features.
Intervention pregnancy. Like,
yeah. So we weren't doing
sonograms
and stuff all the time.
and Dopplers all the time.
So now I know what comes after that. Cause I think there was also this, you know, like the first time through too, it's like, okay, how's that first night going to go? Like, how is, you know, is breastfeeding going to go okay? Are the diapers going to fit? Are the pajamas going to fit? How do I swaddle? Like all this stuff, which you definitely figure out. I overthought it the first time too. Like it was fine, but there'll be a couple of things that'll have to come back to me second time around. But to your point, like
there's also going to be a little wiener. Like, you know, like that. It's just gonna be spray and pee.
I was there the first time too, you know.
I mean, like, I mean to account for like peeing on everything
with diapers. Yeah. No, I know. What I'm saying is like, just that I think I know that all the other stuff will fall into place. I am ready to once again have all the snuggles and the cuddles and the love. Have her be a part of it this time. And well, she was the center of it last time, but I mean, have her be a part of it with him.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, that's a big yawn. Are you ready for your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to be big or little?
Big.
Yeah, I think so. You were pretty big when you were a teeny tiny baby.
Oh.
Yeah, you were a big teeny tiny baby.
I can't remember if I told this on the podcast or not, but we use Every Life diapers. You guys know that because they're actually a sponsor of the podcast. But
Are they?
yeah,
That's
and
good. They're awesome.
Yeah, and the only reason they're sponsors is because we use their product first, and they're like pro-life and Christian and all that stuff. But
also make great diapers.
And make great diapers. But I wasn't even thinking. I was like, oh, like, you know, Leo's potty trained. I should just start over like the subscription, like just go back to the beginning. So I went newborn, click order, started the subscription to be like shipped to our door or whatever. And then the newborn diapers got here, and like I never read the size, but they were like, I'm not kidding, like the size of my palm,
like little baby doll diapers.
So small. And then I looked at the weight, and it said like, I don't know, it's like 5 to 8 pounds. I'm like, well, I had a 9-pound baby.
You had almost 10-pound baby.
Almost 10 pound. But I'm like, these aren't gonna work. And so like at first I was like, okay, like I'm hoping like maybe he'll be like smaller, so we'll just go with these. And then actually I reached out, within like 24 hours they had shipped out the size 1 diapers, and I shipped back the newborns and stuff. But like it's just interesting to like be like, oh yeah, like our baby probably won't even be born into newborn diapers because like we make them big. Even our midwife was like palpating and like she was like, he's long. And then the chiropractor was like, he's long. I was like,
Mm-hmm. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although she's a big girl too. Are you a big girl?
Anything you want to say to your son that he'll hear someday?
Oh man. Whew. I don't know. You put me on the spot. I'm going to ask the same question to you then in a second, but I would just say you better always appreciate what your mother is about to do for you.
We don't get enough credit, man. I did not give my mother enough credit.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Don't ever let it go to waste. And man, we're excited to see you, excited to meet you. Life is wonderful. It's beautiful, and ready for you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And also, I'm ready to not be in the minority here. We're gonna get back to 50-50 chicks and dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You and mom are
Like
chicks.
males and females. It's another way to say girls and boys.
Yeah, chicks and dudes.
Chicks and dudes. It's kind of silly.
Girls are chicks and boys are dudes.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you say dudes, you just kind of mean everybody, but
Yeah, sometimes.
or you say dude.
Yeah.
Why do you have marker on your legs?
She was markering earlier.
That's what I'd say. What would you say to him?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the question should be not to him, but to us post birth. Is there like there's someone?
Wait, you can't change it halfway through. Say something to your son.
Well, I get to talk to him all the time. Like he's always in my. I do feel a little. I mean, I hope podcast listeners like understand my heart that I've always, of course, loved my son and the child in my womb. But the way things kind of started, where like at like 10 weeks with the hematoma stuff and stressful, and then like the 4 bleeding episodes. I wouldn't call. It's hard to say when I say hemorrhage. It sounds like really dramatic, like bleeding out on the floor, but like there was like 4 bleeding spells. Like there was like before the 20-week ultrasound, I had like a hard time being like letting myself fall in love with like the baby, because I'm like, what, like
I know, yeah,
because like I didn't know, because I was so crampy doing the like vaginal progesterone.
yeah, it was hard.
It was a very, very hard first 20 weeks. And actually and I highly recommend this to you guys. I prayed over my womb and like my baby every day, multiple times a day for the first, like say like 19 weeks, until I was like, I'm not enjoying this. Like, I'm not enjoying pregnancy. I'm not enjoying like what should be like a joyful experience. Like I remember with her, I was like, it's not joyful. I remember asking you to pray for me. And I was like, just pray that like the cramping also goes away. Cause like it freaks me out every time like I go to do a thing and like I am like taken out by like how crampy I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then you prayed over me. It wasn't like, nothing fancy. You don't have to have your husband's pray something fancy. But then like from that point on, I wasn't that crampy anymore. And then we went to our 20-week ultrasound, and then there was like, they couldn't even find where the hematoma was, which is like an act of God, but it's just good to have your husbands pray over you when like you're in the thick of it. So
my prayers are basically the same way that I make babies. It's nothing fancy, but it works,
Okay. Okay. But I am very excited now. Like I was always excited, and the love was always there. It was just like I was afraid to fall too in love, because like I would be devastated, as anybody would be. And
I talk about to my son, being grateful for what you're about to do. But that's a great point. Like what you've been doing all along the way.
It's been really hard.
Not only just being just the pregnancy itself, but again, it goes even further beyond that as far as like everything that you've done all the research and the things you've enacted in our life around like diet and healthy lifestyle and everything. You have given and committed a lot for our children, and I'm gonna make sure that our boy knows that, and that she knows that, right?
It's I think every mom would say like it's totally worth it, and like it's why like we are in a different house, is because like, man, when you have your first kid and your whole brain changes and you're like, oh, nothing else matters, like this job that everyone says I should be so proud of, I'm like, I don't give a rip about it, like screw them, I'm gonna hang out with my baby. Kids are such a blessing. Everyone should just go have more kids, as many as you can. I say that as like I'm at the end of pregnancy and I'm like, I'm not doing it again, but I'm probably gonna do it again. But it's just, I think it's just a different, my prayer is that because Leo's pregnancy was so like just non-eventful, barely any discomfort, easy peasy, and then like a hard labor, that like this time I'm like, I've had like a hard like 9 months. It would be really great if God could bless me with like a very easy peasy, uneventful labor. It would be so great.
I think that's very possible. Yes. What's the matter? What's wrong with you? What's your problem?
Are you thirsty?
I'm not hungry.
Oh, you're hungry? Did you give birth to any babies?
No.
No? I thought you had like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I did, but no, the other ones are at school and the other ones are not.
Wait, what?
The different babies are at school.
Oh, they're at school?
And the other ones are not at school.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm hungry.
Oh, man.
Man, she just pops all these kids out and they go right to school.
I know. I don't have no concept of, Irene and I podcasted yesterday and I have no idea what words I said. I'm a little bit more coherent today, but like, it's funny when like, I'll be like, oh, like, honey, I can't chase you right now. Like, I'm just, your brother's really big and I need to take it easy. And then she's like, well, I gave birth to 5 babies earlier. And I'm like, rude.
Did you though?
Yeah. But what's great is that we have prepped her like, so, and we also like, we've prepped her for being there, and, you know, I let her watch her birth video in its entirety, and we're like, look, do you hear those loud sounds mommy's doing? Like, yeah, like that's me helping your brother get out. And, you know, taught her like, you know, comfort measures, because we're currently doing those too, like hip squeezes and stuff. So I'll be interested to see how it all turns out. I'm excited. I am excited. I can't wait to see his little face. Like, just like, skin to skin. I'll be like naked the first like 2 weeks. I don't plan on putting any clothes on.
Oh no.
I will be wearing a diaper though, so like I don't know how sexy that will be. But yeah. So the next time we podcast, our son will.
Oh, watch your head, kid. Watch your head, kid. Right?
Clearly, we're losing control pretty quickly.
Somebody's hungry.
This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice.
Please do your own research and find a trusted medical professional for personalized guidance and advice.
We are not responsible for your decisions based on the information you hear on this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.